Hi, I'm Larry Dignan, and we're here with Brooks Tingle. He is CEO of John Hancock Life Insurance, and we're going to talk about the latest partnership with Apple Watch and how wearables fit into the life insurance industry. Thanks, Brooks. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Larry. It's great to be here.
So you've been doing this for a few years now, and the Apple Watch is the latest. But I guess let's walk through the journey. When did you get started, trying to commingle wearable devices and life insurance?
Sure. Well, it all started with sort of an obvious, but I don't know, I guess a bit of a different revelation for our industry, which is that one's life insurer should care an awful lot about someone living a long, healthy life. And when you think about it, Larry, among other than immediate friends and family, who really cares more about you living a long, healthy life other than your life insurance company, right? I mean, if no other reason, self-interest. But we think it's a wonderful opportunity as a life insurer to connect with our customers and provide them with like education, support, and interestingly, as part of our program, incentives and rewards to live a longer, healthier life. And we do this through a program we call Vitality, which simply described as almost like a frequent flyer program, except instead of earning miles for taking flights, you get points for doing things that correlate with a longer, healthier life. Physical activity, good nutrition, seeing your doctor, good sleep, things like that. So when we launched the program in 2015, obviously think about the major pillars of living a longer, healthier life: physical activity, nutrition, preventative screenings. I could go on, but with respect to physical activity, we needed a simple way for people that chose to, it's not an optional program, but that chose to share with us their levels of physical activity to do so. And we have a neat app where people go to the gym, they can do a gym check-in thing, and we geolocate them and say, okay, you are actually at the gym, and if you're there for a certain amount of time, you get credit for a gym workout. But for most of our clients, they really found the wearables appealing to help share with us their levels of physical activity.
So back in 2015, you started out with Fitbit, which was kind of a pioneer in doing the corporate wellness and enterprise space. What were some of the hurdles among members, back then versus now?
Yeah, you're right. We wanted to offer all of our clients, and we still do to this day, a complimentary wearable device. In 2015, certainly not as high a proportion of society was using a wearable as is the case today. There really weren't a lot of barriers. Fitbit was and still is a really great company, makes great products. The some of the natural challenges of helping customers link the device and get connected with our program. But once they were linked, customers loved it and still love it because they don't have to do anything. I mean, imagine a program that rewards people for physical activity if we required people to go to some website every day and tell us how many steps you took yesterday or how far you ran, right? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody has the time. But once they've synced the device, this stream of data naturally flows and they get points. I should have mentioned, we offer points for doing healthy things, as I said earlier. But if at 5,000 steps, 10,000 steps, and 15,000 steps, you get different levels of points or different levels of intensity of workout, depending on which device and how it's measured. But Fitbit has served us and our customers well. It is still a choice among our customers. When a new policyholder comes in, they're given the choice of a complimentary Fitbit to this day, 5.5 years later. But there have been other options added along the way, starting with the Apple Watch. We have a really creative program with Apple Watch we added in the fall of 2016 and continue to enhance. We recently announced a relationship with Amazon and their Halo device, which is now also available as a complimentary device. So we believe in choice for our customers as it relates to wearables, for sure.
And the win for life insurance is if you live a long, productive, healthy life, there's less payouts. But what's in it for the customer? Do the points translate into discounts, or is it swag, or I guess what's the reward?
Yeah, great point. It's a really sort of virtuous cycle. If our customers take steps to live a longer, healthier life, as you suggest, that unquestionably creates value for us, and we don't we don't shy away from that acknowledgement. People live longer, we make more money. The difference is we take a huge percentage of that value that's created and offer it back to the customers for participating. And that comes in a couple of forms. Substantial premium discounts, up to 25% off their annual life insurance premium for engaging in the program. Significant discounts from a range of retailers, hotels.com, REI. Our customers can enjoy 25% off healthy food purchases at over 17,000 grocery stores nationwide. The complimentary wearable device. Our most engaged customers can earn a free subscription to Amazon Prime, so on and so forth. And then honestly, for you think about how valuable those rewards are, probably the thing we get the most positive feedback about is something called the Vitality Wheel, where every 10th workout you complete, you get a message saying you've earned it, now spin it. And you go to your mobile device, and there's a wheel, looks sort of like the Wheel of Fortune or something, and you spin it. And frankly, the rewards are modest. I mean, you might get $5 at Starbucks, $10 at Amazon. But Larry, to be honest with you, the most consistently positive feedback we get from customers isn't, oh, I saved $1,000 on my premium, that's great. Or I saved $600 over the course of the year at the grocery store. It's, I love that wheel. And I guess it's because it's a game and it's more frequent and things like that. So anyways, long story short, a broad range of rewards, starting with a premium discount, but a bunch of other retail-based rewards and things of that nature. So it's a true sort of shared value proposition. The value that's created from customers taking steps to live a longer, healthier life, we take a big chunk of that and give it back to the customers to keep that cycle going in form of incentives and rewards to do the things, keep doing the things that correlate with a longer, healthier life.
What data sets are most important to you today? Like you mentioned, Apple Watch and Fitbit largely tracking the same kind of stuff, but I mean, I have the Amazon Halo, which, I'm a little bit of a connoisseur of these things. I have a Garmin Phoenix on my one wrist and a Halo on the other.
Great.
Halo tracks, a different, somewhat quirky set of things. Like right now, it's probably listening to me, figuring out what mood I'm in.
Be nice. Yeah, be nice.
What data sets, are you tracking? What data sets are most important today versus how you expect that to evolve over time?
Yeah, for us, one theme has applied from the beginning and will apply 50 years from now. The data we're most interested in, the activity we're most interested in, is what correlates most closely to longevity. So now there's a bit of an algorithm there. Correlates most closely with longevity and can be accurately recorded and shared. And I'll give you an example of that. So physical activity was easy to start with, right? Because it was easy to record and share physical activity. Sleep is really interesting. The science would say, and it's relevant since you're wearing a halo, the scientists would say sleep, and a good night's sleep, it correlates very strongly with longevity and overall health. We've wanted to make sleep a pillar of the program for a while, but there have been plenty of sort of sleep apps and different technologies, but we've not as evolved as you would find on the physical activity front, right? Easy to use, simple, integrated with the wearable. Some wearables people don't want to wear overnight, or they need to charge them or what have you. One of the interesting things about Halo is that sleep. I don't know if you've been using the sleep component of Halo. It's been, from our customers, it's been one of the more popular pieces of it.
Yeah, I have sleep tracking on both wrists.
Oh yeah, great.
And it's interesting how they differ. I mean, generally speaking, the Halo seems to be a little more forgiving, where, my Garmin's like, well, your sleep was restless, therefore expect your body to be sluggish. And
interesting.
It's terrible to read that before you even got out of bed, right? Because you're like, oh boy.
But sleep, sorry, but just to finish this, so sleep, so the data that we always will care the most about is what will make the greatest impact on our customers living longer, healthier lives. Nutrition is an example, one that's really tricky, right? Like nutrition, unfortunately, I've learned the hard way. You get to a certain age, you can't exercise your way to good health. You've got to eat right too. And but nutrition, there really isn't, if you think about it, there really isn't a wearable that helps with nutrition. I mean, there are some apps that'll tell you this choice or that choice, but a lot of it's self-reported. So so that's a little bit of a hole. We cover the nutrition pillar by offering our customers the discount on healthy foods, the Tufts nutrition letter, educational content, things like that. But as it relates to technology, there's a little bit of a hole there that I hope technology catches up with that in time. But so Halo, when Halo came along with a pretty slick sleep tracking, we enhanced the number of points that we give for a good night's sleep. So so we always are kind of triangulating around the medical science, the actuarial science, behavioral science, which is what are people actually going to do? Are they going to wear this thing? Are they going to sleep with it on? And then how many points we give, how much we incentivize it and reward that activity for.
So is sleep a metric that's used for Fitbit and Apple Watch?
It isn't yet, but we are expanding. We will be expanding the way that people can earn points for sleep. We had a more simple method of people earning points for sleep. In effect, it was put your phone down for 8 hours at night, and you get credit for a decent night's sleep. And those other companies have really good sleep capabilities as well. Halo was just it was just sort of a newer approach. You know, I think so far people have been wearing their Halos at night, and which is important too, right? Like you can have a great tracking thing. I remember at one point I was worried about my sleep. I had something I was strapping to my head, and that got old after like 4 nights, right? So it's a combination of how reliable is it, but will consumers really embrace it? So so we'll keep enhancing sleep, and yes, we'll reward customers that use other devices for sleep as well. But we started with Halo.
And intensity minutes, is that a metric too, or basically intensity of exercise?
It can be. When I mentioned we give different increments of points for physical activity, one path is just simply number of steps. Another path is intensity of workout. Yes, heart rate at a certain level for a certain amount of time. The step thing, I mentioned behavioral science before, Larry. It's really interesting. If I could show you a chart of our customers' daily step counts in 100 step increments, you would see sort of normal distribution. Then you get to 5,000 to 5,100. You see a huge spike up. 10,000 to 10,100, huge spike up. 15,000, where we offer points, you can actually see people, and I'm one of them, see people saying, no, I'm going to get to that next threshold. You know, with the Apple Watch program, it's a really cool program where people can choose an Apple Watch. They pay a $25 activation fee, basically to just cover sales tax and some upfront things. And then they get a monthly physical activity target. And then over the next 24 months, you repay the cost of the watch. But if you hit your monthly physical activity target, you pay $0 for that month. If you do nothing at all, if you claimed one, Larry, and then said, I put my watch away, I'm not even going to do anything, you just pay 1/24 of the retail cost, no interest or anything. But it's amazing how our customers are so determined to not make that payment. They and by the way, if you come somewhere in between the target, you pay like half the normal payment that month. So we've had customers tell us that, you know, they don't think twice about spending $20 on a glass of wine at their favorite restaurant, but they'll be darned if they're going to make that $15 payment a month, and they'll be out, you know, walking in their neighborhood at 11:55 p.m. to close their rings. So the behavioral science part of it really is interesting to see in action.
Do you think there'll be a day where we're kind of looking at like mental wellness and things like that? Like I know, you know, Halo tries to gauge that by listening to you. I don't know what Apple has. I mean, some of them have like, you know, meditation built in, you know, take a breathing break or stuff like that. Do you anticipate that being a data set that would matter? Or is it more like, you know, nutrition where it's too qualitative and too self-reported to really be of use?
Well, it's an awesome question, Larry. It's such an important component of overall wellness and longevity, right? Is mental health, and it's a complicated space, right? And we wanted to put that pillar in the program, so we launched Healthy Mind about 2 years ago. And through Healthy Mind, all of our customers get a free subscription to Headspace, meditation app that you mentioned. They can earn points for meditating. That's also where we added the sleep component in Healthy Mind. So it's a tricky area because there's a lot within the realm of mental wellness, right? A whole lot of stuff going on. Technology is tricky, but it is an important pillar. We put a stake in the ground saying it's important. A lot of our educational content speaks to it, stress management, things like that. Right now, in terms of points, the components are really taking online courses about it that we offer, meditating you get points for, and a good night's sleep you get points for. That all sort of correlate with good mental health.
So this program's been around for, about 5 years now. When do you think you kind of got your mobile app and gamification game down? Like, what was the progression there from, year one to where the app is today?
Yeah, it's another great question. We when we first launched, we were excited because the app and the games and everything like blew away anything else in the life insurance industry. But we pretty quickly realized, within a year or so, that maybe that wasn't the best benchmark is apps in the life insurance industry. Because if there were any, it was like so you could track your premium payment or something, not really engaging or fun. And so we continue. There's really no competitor in our space in the U.S. So we can. It's a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 as it relates to the life insurance industry. I think as you would compare it to other apps you might use in regular life, we see opportunity to improve, and that's where we're kind of trying to raise to the next level. Not just the best life insurance app, but on par with the best apps out there in general. And it's been transformational for us, Larry. If you think about life insurance, for any of your audience that owns individual life insurance, if you think about what that experience is like, it's not very pleasant. I mean, you go through this horrible underwriting process, then you get your policy, you tuck it away somewhere, and what's your interaction with your life insurance company after that? You pay a bill, you get an annual statement, or you get a privacy notice. It's a very exciting time when the privacy notice arrives, I'm sure. But like 1 or 2, maybe 3 interactions a year that are purely administrative. There's no joy in them. I mean, yes, you have that peace of mind that if something happens, your loved ones will be protected, but that's not a pleasant thought because in that scenario, you're dead. So there's really no joy of owning life insurance. So with this program now, we've gone from interacting with our customers once or twice a year to 20 to 30 times a month on average, as they're spinning the wheel, getting points, getting discounts at the grocery store. So it's really changed the whole engagement paradigm with our customers. And you're right to focus on the app because that is the program, right? That's how people are interacting with us.
Which came first, the broader digital transformation plan, or was it this wearable effort and then that influenced, your overall digital transformation?
I would say for us, it really started with this recognition of we should be trying to help our customers live longer, healthier lives. Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, we need to engage them and provide them with incentives and rewards. Well, how do you do that? You do that through an app. Now, I would say in the past year or two since, particularly since COVID, and this isn't a new story for you, I'm sure, broader digitization efforts have just gone on steroids, right? Because we're really proud of what we've done to the life insurance ownership experience, but the buying process is still horrible. So there's a lot of investments being made in digital as it relates to the buying process to streamline that and make it easier. So I'd say for us, it really started with this program, but since that time, we've really accelerated other digital investments.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Larry. Thanks.